Jump up and down. High knees. Kick back. Kick up. Feet front and back. Side to side. Hop on one leg. Other leg. And stop. Let's go ahead and do 5 push-ups on our own. 5 push-ups. Good. And when you're done with that, once you're already on the ground, 5 sit-ups. 5 sit-ups. And we're going to hold plank. We're going to hold plank for 30 seconds. Okay, plank is just like our push-up position. Arms straight, feet together, back straight. Ready? Go. Halfway done. Ten seconds. You can do it. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Let's go ahead and stand back up. We're going to do 5 jumping jacks. Go. All right. Let's go ahead and get into our stretches. Hands on your belt, neck rotation. In the other direction. Shoulders forward and back. Arms out, twist. Hands on our belt, big circles. Other direction. Legs straight, touch our toes. Hands on our back, push back. Hands on our knees, circles to the inside. Hand outside. And down. Up, push back. Feet together, touch our toes. Right over left. And switch, left over right. Hand up, left toes up to the ceiling, short stretch. Some sides. Switch, step your right leg out, long stretch. Turn to the bent knee, push our hip down. And grab our back foot. Other leg, long stretch. Turn to the bent knee, push our hip down. right foot. And go ahead and sit down and move this camera so you guys can see the stretches I'm doing. All right, legs straight out, shake them out. Feet together, touch our toes. Right leg in, left leg out. 2 hands down. Switch sides. And legs out as far as you can take them. And 2 hands down to our left. And other side. And down in the middle. Feet in, butterfly bounce. All right, let's stand up. We're ready. Face me, chin in. All night, get a quick water break. Come back ready to learn some of our stuff. All right, so last time I kind of did the beginning of class with a lot of our forms and stuff, and that took up a lot of time. So I want to go over some of our other stuff. I'm going to break it down a little more today in detail, just to make your kicks be better, be stronger, a little higher. At orange belt, some of these kicks are still pretty easy, right? So if you think about it, the kicks we need to know now is kind of just a transformation, right? An evolution of the kicks we learned earlier. So at white belt, we learned our roundhouse, right? So knee up, turn, kick. Super easy, full speed roundhouse like that, right? All 360 is a turn with a roundhouse. So 360, we turn to the back shoulder, step, and just finish it in a roundhouse, right? Now, once we get to yellow belt, that's going to evolve a little more with the jump, right? So instead of the turn and step, it goes turn and jump, okay? So just kind of preview of what you're going to do with yellow belt. Turn and jump, okay? It's a little faster, gets our kicks a little higher. So let's kind of break that down, all right? We already know our roundhouse kick. I'll break down the 360 a little bit. Move this down so you can see my feet again. All right. So I'm going to break down that 360, right? When you're doing your 360, not only are we turning to our back shoulders and turning our head, but we want to make sure the rest of our body is moving kind of simultaneously, right? So after we turn our head and shoulders, it's really hard to just twist my hips without twisting my toes. What I want you to do instead, when we turn, bend our knees. That makes it a little easier to twist those toes, okay? So turn, bend, then twist the rest of the way. That makes it a little more easier, right? One more time. Head, shoulders, hips, knees, then we can twist. Now, once I see my target, I'm going to step that back leg at it. What I see a lot of kids do at this point, a lot of my students, they'll go like this. They do the turn really good, then they step their toes are still facing the opposite direction. Okay? I want your toes facing at the target. Head, shoulder, hips, knees, bending, twist. I see my target. Step, toes face the target, because what's the last kick? What's the kick that we finish with? Roundhouse. Okay? Remember, we can't do a roundhouse with our toes facing this way. Impossible. We'll make sure our toes are facing at the target. So full speed. Toes. Any questions on 360? Okay. Let's take this again. So that's one of our spin kicks, is the 360. We have two more spin kicks that we learned at Orange Belt. We have jump back kick, which is a continuation of the back kick we learned at White Belt. And we have backswing. All right, so here's how I want you guys to picture backswing. I know we've gone over it the past couple weeks, but I just need to emphasize over and over how important this kick is. It's probably the hardest kick in Taekwondo that you're going to do. Some people say other kicks, but my experience, I think it's a backswing. So think of a backswing as like a reverse roundhouse kick, right? So on a roundhouse kick, my leg is bent, kicking with the top of our toes going that direction, right? On a backswing, leg is bent, kicking with the bottom of my foot going that direction. All right? So it's just it's literally the opposite of a roundhouse kick. Okay? This is a spinning move. What shoulder do we always turn to on spins? Back shoulder. So it doesn't matter if we're left foot back or I'm right leg back, it's always that back shoulder. Wherever that back leg is, spinning to that side. All right, so remember, opposite of roundhouse. If roundhouse is on this side, backswing is on this way, all right? Also, if you remember from last week, we did some floor exercises to work on this backswing. There's 4 separate moves to a backswing. It goes knee up, foot out, extend, across. A little more detailed than our other kicks, but we need to remember those 4 steps. So we do our turn. Step number 1, knee up. Right as high as we can. Step number 2, the foot goes out, but the knee stays. Step number 3, extend. Now we don't want to extend to the side, right? We want to extend right before this target. We want to extend right here. Get as close to that target as possible. Knee up, foot out, extend, across. All right? I'm going to do the other leg just so you can see how it goes still. How many steps for backswing? 4. Remember the 4 steps. I'm going to ask you guys on your test, right? Not just our body, but also our mind. Ready? Turn. Step number 1, knee up. Step number 2, foot out. 3, extend. 4, across. So when you guys are at home practicing this, I know I have my barrel right there that I'm kicking the bag off of. You guys can use a chair, right, and kick maybe a pillow off. Also, these bags are just kind of foam, right? They're just foam. So if you can find any kind of soft material, a pillow, I'm trying to think of some other soft stuff that we could kick at home. Can you think of anything soft we can kick at home, Miss Caitlin? Maybe just a pillow is the best thing to use. Just the pillow is the best thing to use. All right, so keep doing this backswing over and over when you have a chair. Can you think of anything soft that, other than a pillow, that they could use at home?
To kick off?
Yeah.
Well, like the couch cushion would probably be better than a pillow.
I love it. Thank you, Miss Caitlin. Miss Caitlin just said a couch cushion, right? Ask your parents if you can take one of the cushions out of the couch. That gives it a little bit more size, right? We want something that's kind of square or rectangular and kind of a little harder. So a couch cushion is the best. Thank you. All right. One more in-depth kick I want to go over is our jump back kick. So we already know that spin for the back kick, head, shoulders, in, twist, and we just kick with our back leg. Jump back kick, we're still going to kick with the back leg, but instead of just regularly kicking, it's almost like a jump, not a full jump. I want you guys to think of a switch. So full speed, this is what a jump back kick looks like. 1, 2. Now I didn't jump very high on that. But the best way to get height is to switch our feet in the air. Okay, so you see this is my kicking leg. I want my non-kicking leg to go where the other one was. So watch this. Turn, kick. Right? Got my kick higher. All I had to do was switch feet. Now, the reason why we switch feet is it makes our hips go down. Hips go down, kick goes up. Right? If my hips are up, my kick will stay pretty low. But the higher my hips go, the higher my butt goes, I can get my kick really high. All right? Let's practice on the barrel. When you guys are doing this, so I know last week I said find a tree, find a telephone pole. What I want you guys to do on that tree, if you can, is find a height that's about your hip level, right? And if you can find like a piece of string or maybe some kind of like paint or chalk, mark where your belt level is and you can see how high you're kicking. This barrel, all I have to do is kind of move it up, right? I move that barrel up and now it's kind of relatively at my belt height. On a tree, just use that piece of chalk. You're going to do that jump back kick. Now I have something I can see. First thing I need to do is turn. I see my target. See the target. Up and switch. Not a jump, just a switch. And kick. Okay? One more time. Turn. Switch in the air and kick. Right? Last one. Go. Okay? Any questions on jump back kick? Any questions? Or any of the kicks we've gone over today? Now face me, chariot. Come there. Get another water break. All right. So let's put those kicks that we just went over and kind of mastered now, right? We're getting closer to mastering them. Let's put them in a sequence. So the first sequence we're going to put it in is our paddle kick. We're going to start with paddle kick number 1 that we learned at white belt, and then go into paddle kick number 2 that has 2 new kicks for orange belts, right? So get some room, plenty of room. This is the one where we get to kick the paddles on Saturdays. We're just going to do it in the air for today. So right leg back, hands up by our chin. This is our fighting stance. Snap kicks 4 times. And then the next kick's roundhouse. And then right leg 2 times. 1, 2. Other leg 2 times. 1, 2. Everybody should remember that one from our white belt class. Let's go ahead and move on to the orange belt paddle kick. I'm going to say it first and then let you guys do it by yourself second. Ready? Roundhouse. 360. 360. Roundhouse. Backswing. Let's take it on back. Again, ready? With me, I'm not going to say anything. Go. All right. One thing I want to emphasize on our backswing, especially on the paddle kicks, that backswing is going to be our head level, right? If I'm attacking someone with a backswing and I try to hit their belly, it's probably not going to hurt them too much. Our belly's a little stronger, too strong for this kick. But their jaw, their head is not, right? Their jaw and head can't hold on to that kick power. So we want to make sure we're going head level, okay? Head level on backswing. Any questions on paddle kick number 2? Okay, moving on. That shouldn't be too complicated. We do our 360, we do our backswing in a lot of different sequences at our orange belt level. So another sequence that I like to put those kicks in is called our challenge kicks. We're going to kick 3 bags off of this barrel. This is the part at home where you can use your couch cushions, your pillow. So go ahead and grab 1 or 2 couch cushions, put it on a chair. I'm going to set mine up. Right. 3 separate kicks. 3 separate kicks. Challenge yourself at home not to kick off any of the other bags. If you have 2 bags, only kick off the top one. Right? I have 3 bags. I only want to kick off the top one each time. So the 3 kicks we're going to do at orange belt is backswing, roundhouse, 360. So for my paddle kicks, with my students, I'm always looking for the speed. Right? How fast is my kick going? How fast are we doing our 360s? How fast are we doing our backswing? Now, when we slow it down, we're standing in front of the target, I'm looking for accuracy. Accuracy, slow down, make sure our kick is right where we need it to be. We're doing the steps in between to make sure our kick looks perfect. So let's get into our challenge kick. Backswing first. Backswing first. Only the top bag on the side. I was having a little hard time with this last week, so here we go. Up. Yeah, first try, awesome. What was that second kick? Second kick was roundhouse kick. Remember, take your time looking for accuracy. Make sure your knee goes across the target. Up. It's hard to stay on there. And then that third kick, 360, turn, step, and kick. Any leg you want to do it with, go. Let's set it back up, Actually, we're going to play a little bit of a game. I want you to just put one pillow or 1 couch cushion on your chair. So here's what we're going to do after every kick. I want you to leave that foot on your chair and make sure that you actually kicked it right. Okay? So let's say I'm doing my roundhouse kick. Do it this way. you guys can see. If I'm doing my roundhouse kick and I accidentally kick with my toes, I'll be able to see when I land my foot. All right? So I'm gonna do it the wrong way first. I'm gonna have my toes, kick with my toes. See how my toes aren't pulled back? My toes are facing that way. What part of our foot do we want to hit a roundhouse kick? Top. So I'm gonna have you guys check that. This is what it'll look like being correct for a correct roundhouse. Remember, kick it off and hold and then check your foot. I can tell I hit at the top of my foot. My toes are pointed. I only see the top of my foot. I don't see my toes. All right? So let's try that now for all of our kicks. Okay. This is also going to help us balance, have a little bit of leg control. So we're going to do our back swing and hold it on there. Go. Okay. Next bag. Roundhouse, top of the foot, and hold it on there. Roundhouse, top of the foot, and hold it on there. And then last one. Again, top of the foot, 360, hold it on there. 360, hold it on there. All right. So that's just a good way to test. Make sure you're doing your kicks right, hitting with the top of your foot. I just had 7 of my students this past weekend go to a tournament, right? And we had a board breaking contest. And a few of my students, they didn't break the board on the first time. And I was wondering what's going on. Why is this happening? And then I figured it out. When they were doing their snap kick or roundhouse kicks to break the board, they were using this part of the top of the foot. They were way down here on the toes, okay? Even a little higher. Now, when we're doing our roundhouses, snap kicks, 360s, any part that hits the top, we actually want to be here on the ankle. Here on the ankle. So there's 2 inches here. 2 inches here. That's the spacing we have to hit. Okay? Those 4 inches, it's called the instep. Instep. So make sure you're hitting there. There's a lot of power and strength, not so much down here. Small bones down here, big bones up here. All right? Like I said, today is more in-depth. I'm throwing a lot at you guys. If you have any questions, type them in the comments. Or just feel free to ask. All right, let's move on. But first, let's get a water break. Chayat, Chongdae. Water break, water break. All right, we're ready to rock and roll again. So let's go ahead and move into some more of our sparring stuff, some more of our self-defense. We're going to do our foot movement. So how I like to explain our foot movement is the best way to avoid a fight or to avoid getting hit is to, number 1, run away or get out of the way, right? So that's what this foot movement is. It's just ways to either get away, right, sliding back or doing our angles, getting away. Or another way to not get hit is to actually go forward. Now, I know that sounds silly, right? But think about it. Think about it. Look how long my arms are, right? When I can extend my arms, I have a lot of power. Now, if someone were to come into me, if they came really close, and I can only do this, do I have much power? No. So we also step forward, slide forward, get inside. All right? So kind of think of it like that. Use your imagination, kind of visualize an opponent. All right? So right leg back, we're in our fighting stance. Step forward. Step forward. Step back. Step back. Slide forward. Slide back. Switch. Slide forward. Slide back. Front side angle. Front side angle. Go. Switch. Front side angle. Go. Switch. Back side angle. Up, then out. Switch. Back side angle. Go. Switch. We have one new foot movement that we learned at Orange Belt. It's called back attack. Back attack. So it's like the first half of our 360. It just goes turn, step. Back attack again, turn, step. What shoulder do we always turn to? The back shoulder, right? So if I'm left foot back or right foot back, I can do it either way. So I'm actually going to have you guys visualize it if you can, or if you actually have something in your house that's kind of like a barrel, maybe you could even use that chair again, right? But we want to get as close to it as we can. We're going to do our angles and then kick. So I want you guys to kick over the top of your chair, right? So we're going to do an angle to a kick. Front side angle, roundhouse. Okay? So in our fighting, in our self-defense, there's no use to getting out of the way if we don't follow it up with something, right? So let's say I get out of the way, he's still there, he's still going to be trying to fight me. Well, I need to fight him back, right? So get out of the way, then hit him back. One more time, front side angle, and then kick over. Ready? Go. Let's do the other leg. Ready? Go. Again. Front side angle. Go. All right, what was our other angle that we have to work on? Backside angle. Backside angle. This is one of the ones, this is one of the angles where we go forward, right? So imagine that he's trying to kick me here. If I go forward, he missed me, right? He already missed. I get in my fighting stance, then I can kick. All right, backside angle. He misses. I get back in fighting stance. I kick. All right, that's the purpose of a backside angle. It's anytime they're trying to hit our belly, we have to move away from that. Away from that. Full speed. Backside angle to roundhouse. Go. One more time. Go. All right, let's do the other leg. Ready? Go. Again. Go. Right. So let's work on some of the other foot movements with some other kicks. And you can do it with any combination of kicks you want, right? So let's just say front side angle to push kick. We can still do that. Front side angle push. Back side angle to step behind side kick. It doesn't matter. There's no set rules to Taekwondo. So whatever is available to you, whatever knowledge you have, that's the one we use. All right? Let's go ahead and just follow my instructions. We're in our fighting stance. Step forward. Step back. Push kick. Ready? Slide forward. Slide back. Slide forward. Switch feet. Slide back. Step behind side kick. Switch. Front side angle. Switch. Backside angle. Roundhouse. Switch. Step back. Slide forward. Back kick. Slide back. Back attack. Roundhouse. Slide back. Switch. Back attack. Jump back kick. A couple more times. Front side angle. Step forward. Slide back. Back side angle. Step back. Back attack. Back swing. Slide forward. Step back. Backside angle. Switch. 360. Up. Okay. Pretty self-explanatory if you know the moves. We've gone over our backside angle and front side angle. Always the back leg first. Now, I was just telling Ms. Zelmi, the reason why my voice is hoarse today is because I was coaching my kids in sparring, right? And I'm gonna be honest, one of my kids lost at the tournament. He won his first fight, lost his second. He got a bronze medal, which was good, but he only lost by 1 point. 1 point. In Taekwondo fighting, that's really close. The reason why he lost in the second fight was because he didn't commit to what I was yelling at him about, right? Right leg kick, roundhouse, roundhouse, switch feet, roundhouse, saying something like that. But he just kept on being in his own mind of what he wanted to do or what he thought he should do. So one thing I'll say when I'm doing this on your test or when you're doing it in a self-defense situation, you need to commit right away, right? You know all the kicks. By the time it's time for your test, you know all the kicks. By the time you get in a self-defense situation, you know the kicks. So just commit. And even if you mess up, here's a learning point from a black belt that I really want to stress. If you mess up, keep going, right? If I say slide forward and you step forward, and then you quit and go, man, what's going to happen? In a real fight, you're going to get kicked, right? So if I say slide forward, just pretend like it was meant to happen. I say slide back, you fix it, okay? So just fix it later. Fix it later. Any questions on our foot movement and kicking? I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot. No. Right. Now, finally, let's work on our form. Okay? I'm not going to go over it too awful much just because I've been stressing it this whole past 2 weeks. Okay? So face this direction. Take. Come back. 3. On my count, form number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here's the new part. Hand on the belt to our shoulder. Front foot, front stance, down block. Punch. The hand that punch goes to our belly. What block starts on our belly? It's the new one we've learned. High block. Ready? Pick up our back leg. High block. Kick. Punch. Other side. Big turn. High block. Kick. Punch. Front leg moves. Left foot moves. Front stance. Down block. Front stance. Punch. Kick. Throw back to ready position. Okay, so we have about 20 moves total. 20 moves total. The only new block that we need to know is our high block. But let me go over that real quick. High block starts on our belt and protects our head. We want our wrist and ear on the same line, not over here, not too far over, right there. We also don't want it resting on our forehead or too far out. We want about one fist in front. See that? One fist. Okay? Let's do our form again. Today. All right. Me. On my count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The rest of the form, ready. Front stance, down block. Punch. Punching hand to our belly. Back leg, high block. Kick. Punch. Big turn, high block, same thing. Kick. Punch. Hand that punch to our shoulder. Front stance, down block. Front stance, punch. Kick. Back to ready position. Okay, I'm gonna do that one 2 more times. Some people learn better when I'm facing away from them, and they do the same way and everything. Some people learn better when I'm mirroring them. Okay, so you guys just mirror me. Mirror me. If I go that way, you go that way. Ready? On my count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Move apart, front stance, down block. Punch. Hand that punch to our belly. Back leg, high block. Kick. Punch. Hand that punch to our belly, big turn, high block. Kick. Punch. Front leg moves. Left foot moves. Front stance, down block. Front stance, punch. Yeah! Throw. Back ready position. Okay. Also, what I saw 2 Saturdays ago when I was working on this form with Miss Nicole is that we needed to go over our front stances a little more, right? So let me highlight front stances one more time. All right, are we listening, Nicole? We got this one? We're ready? Front stance is 4 feet apart. Measure 1, 2, 3, 4. Bend our front knee. All of our toes are forward. Back leg straight. This is a front stance. Make sure it's not short, guys. Long. Front stance. Okay? Let's do our form one more time, and then we'll end the class. Today, come back. Me. On my count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, high block, 13, 14, high block, kick and punch, left foot, front stance, down block, good front stance, punch, yeah! Throw back to ready position. All right, that's our form. I didn't want to go over too much our basic blocks and punches. They're kind of easy. We should know those by now. I'm going to highlight them on Wednesday. Highlight. That does not mean in-depth. You guys should know this. Quick little highlight. And then go over the same kind of stuff again. maybe not as in-depth, okay? So face me. Thank you guys for coming today. Got to stay inside on a hot one, right? You guys have a good